Come on. Bang. Bang, 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 bang. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Bang. Oh my God. Let's go. Oh my God. We start the live. Right as we get into the live, TP smacks. Oh my God. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about, gang. Oh God. Today was interesting. We got a lot to go over today. A whole lot. A whole lot to go over today. We took a loss and then a win that paid its dues and interest. Let's go. Let's go. This was a bomb of a trade. An absolute bomb. Holy. And it was a pyramid entry too. Bow, bow, bow. That's what I'm talking about. Come on. Let's go. All right, hold on. I need to put this in my Discord that we are live on YouTube. Dang, let's go. This morning was crazy at the open. I took 2 trades that I took today. 2. One trade that I took was a long at the beginning of the day. Here, actually, hold on one second. I need to make sure that I have all my limits canceled on all my accounts. Make sure that I'm green. Okay. Cool. All right. All right, we're good. We're green. We're green. Whew. That was needed. That was needed. All right. So let's go over today's price and what I did and why I did it. Okay. So I'm going to rewind everything from the jump. Everything from the jump. Let's go down to. Actually, let's start on the daily. Delete everything. Delete everything. All right. So, moving into the day, what I did, why I did it. Here it goes. Daily chart on NQ, ES, Dow Jones. We had no relevant SMT on my daily chart. But then that gave me the reason to believe, like, okay, coming into the day, when I saw price already, like we created a low in London. So that was like my first ideology, but like the daily didn't support anything for me as of just yet. We kind of were just like taking out previous daily lows, but we had a relative equal high draw on YM, which is why I still think price is going to eventually reach up to. And then I obviously think that price is going to eventually reach to all-time highs on NQ and yes, the relative equal highs here. I go to the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart on the Dow Jones. There was a small SMT between these lows here and this corresponding low here on NQ. And here's the same low on the NASDAQ. So this is what I saw coming into the day. And then I'm going to replay price back into the 6 a.m. 4-hour candle. Now, the 6 a.m. 4-hour candle, what did it do? It inversed this 4-hour bearish fair value gap right here. Just barely did it. So once price inversed that 4-hour gap on the 6 a.m. candle on ES and NQ, that led me to believe that the continuation play was going to be at 10 o'clock, which led me to my second attempt at longs for the day. And you guys already know this. I've already explained this before in the past. I give myself 2 tries on the day. I had 1 loss in the morning, and then my second trade that I took in the day was a second attempt at longs, which ended up playing out and getting me back the money that I lost and more, which is great. So if I go and we look back at what happened at the open and why I lost here, let's replay to the 1-hour time frame. So let's replay price before that too. At the open, we had this 1-hour drop during London. That 1-hour drop during London was pretty like it was a good identification that like I was coming into the day thinking that London was setting in the low. And we had a small SMT at these hourly candle lows here at that drop right here between the 2 a.m. and the 3 a.m. And then that same here on the NASDAQ. And then we popped higher inverse this hourly bearish for value gap. Now that hourly candle resting here at 2 o'clock swept liquidity like this. And we closed above it like this. So this was already a buy signal for me, but it wasn't something that I could like just buy on. I can't just buy that hourly candle. I wanted to refine that because I didn't have like an SMT from a daily. So I can't go and do forever model daily to 1 hour. That's not how this works and how I could do that. So I wanted to refine that a little bit more and see what happened at the open. So if I go to the 5-minute chart, and I'm watching price because we had 8:15 high impact news. We had 10 o'clock high impact news. This is what we look like on the 5. So I'm going to put a vertical line at our high impact news driver at 8:15. Right there. And then we had another high impact news driver at 10 o'clock right here. So what I did was I was waiting for the 9:30 bell to come in. So play out price a little bit. Here we go. Here comes 9:30. Right there. Boom. 9:30 sweeps out the 8:15 low. And we also create an SMT like this. So when I saw this happen, and I saw us create an SMT at that 8:15 low sweep, I was like, all right, we just displaced higher. And I could see me getting into an entry off of this breaker setup aligned here. And we also left behind a 5-minute fair value gap as well. So I'm like, all right, cool. We displaced, we left behind an imbalance. I could trade if price comes down into this gap and the breaker, and then I could long there just to continue price higher. So this is exactly what I did. I bought the breaker here. I had my stop loss resting like roughly at like the candle low or the body low from that 5-minute down close here from 925. And then I just wanted a 1 to 2 risk to reward like this. But obviously price in one singular candle took me out. Like I literally got wrecked in one candle. I saw that. I was like, damn. So what do I do? What do I do after that? I wait. I wait to see what could happen next. What can price give me next? How can I readjust based off of this reaction here? Is price going to go short? Is this just another liquidity sweep lower to then go higher? I don't know yet. So I wanted to wait for the 15-minute candle closure. Now, what would this 15-minute candle closure give me? This would have given me the depiction if we were going to close within this 4-hour bearish fair value gap. Because remember, that gap was right here. 4-hour bearish FEG. So that 4-hour gap, if we close within that gap, and if we closed below this up close candle from 9:30, that would have been a bearish order block and I would have shorted. But obviously you guys could see if I skip the next 15-minute candle, that's not the case. That's not what happened. We closed above it. We inversed the 4-hour gap. So I'm no longer looking for lower prices. So I'm going to go back again, back to here, and look back at the 5-minute and see what was happening here and why I took the long. So that 4-hour gap here is now going into 10 o'clock high impact news right here. 10 o'clock high impact news. We trade away from this low while at the same time NQ inverses this 5-minute bearish fair value gap. And if we compare and go back to the hourly chart here, we had an SMT with the NASDAQ and the S&P 500 at these corresponding lows here. That 9 o'clock candle came down, swept lower inside of this order block here, also inside of that hourly inverse fair value gap there, and then price ended up pumping. So my execution came from when price traded back into that 5-minute inverse fair value gap. So we had an SMT here. All I did was buy when price traded into this fair value gap or this inverse gap here. My stop loss went like just below, like right roughly at the order block low here. And or actually I think it went a little lower. I might have had it at the 10 o'clock candle low. And then I was just targeting the resting buy side liquidity above us. If I go to the 15, that resting high that you guys heard here. So this was like my full TP right there. So if I go to the 5, show you guys exactly what I did, how it played out. Next 5-minute candle comes down, tags me in. So I'm in right there. That's my buy trigger. Then other things came into play. What did the candle do that stopped me out at 9:45? What did this candle do? This candle took out a short-term low right here. So this right here, short-term low sweep. Now, we have, for me, if you guys watched my video on how I execute my trades, I execute my trades in 3 different ways. Inverse fair value gap, order block, or my order block that I use, and a breaker setup. The 9:45 candle, this candle here, if we close above it, that is also an OB. So if I skip again to another 5-minute candle, we closed above that down close candle right there. But at the same time, the next 5-minute candle tags us in here, while at the same time confirming the 15-minute bullish order block as well. It was a 15-minute OB and a 5-minute OB that lined together. So I bought here, I added here, and I took full take profit here. And as you can see, price smooth ran right to my TP. Just like that. Who caught? Did you guys catch this trade today? You guys catch this trade? Yes, no, maybe so. I hope so. Yeah, the first one was rough. I was nervous that the open was going to be the same thing as yesterday, like consolidating, like seek and destroy profile. But I waited for more data. I waited for the 10 o'clock news to come in, and then price confirmed another trigger for long. I was just early on the longs for the first attempt, but that doesn't mean that I'm just going to I'm going to give up just like that. I'm not going to do that. I give myself 2 attempts on the day, and this was my second attempt, and it ended up working out. Does anybody have confusion based off of what I said and how I just described the delivery behind price today? Pretty self-explanatory. And like all the trades that I take, every single one looks exactly the same to the other. They're all in replication. It's just all from a foundation and a base of SMT to then lower time frame entry. Yeah, I used SMT without a gap here. I was literally just using hourly candle lows, but in support of also other PD arrays that backed this, with also the ideology of London being the low of the day. V-shaped recovery, New York, continue to the draw. Asia, we open low to go high and then now close. Daily candle print. We're opening lower to then go higher in New York. Open, high, low, close, open, low, high, close. That sort of logic behind price. That logic. The first entry is at M5. Yeah, no, I didn't like you were probably looking at these cells from 945, but the thing is the cell here, I'm going to remove this again and we're going to go over this again because this is important. The reason why those cells did not work out is because you should have been paying attention to the 15-minute chart here, especially the fact that we were trading within this 4-hour gap here. This 4-hour gap was important, and the cells did not work out because we inversed the 4-hour gap and the 15-minute chart. We did not close below that 930 candle. So if you wanted to take cells would have made sense if the 945 candle closed below this candle's opening price here, because then that would have been an SMT at the previous daily high with the Dow Jones like this. And then shorts could have been the play, taking a short from this up close candle as an order block like this. Here, like the replay price. Like we trade higher at the open, we run previous daily high, then price would have sold off lower down to these lows, most likely during London, if we close below that up close here. But we did not. The next 15-minute candle failed to close below. All we did here was create more SMT between the three, like this, and then we ended up trading higher. That's exactly why the sells did not work out. And the longs were just a delayed move, and it wanted to happen and deliver during 10 o'clock. Obviously, it was a little bit of a headache at the open. It did some damage 10 o'clock was the move. Just make sure you're putting that in your journal when you're going back and you're noting exactly what you did today, why you did it, and why price delivered higher rather than lower. And always make sure if you get one attempt wrong, be ready to readjust, adapt to certain market conditions that are being thrown at you, and then you'll be able to make another move and understand, was your bias correct for the day, or was price just dropping lower, engineering more liquidity to then go into your opposing direction or go into your direction of liquidity. So if you took those sells, that is exactly why. Does that make sense? Primarily the people that took those sells at 945? See, that's exactly what I was saying. Come on, Sean. Exactly what I was saying. You could have even waited. You could have waited even for the 15-minute order block to get in too, because the 15-minute OB even delivered here. It's just your stop loss placement would have been difficult, like that. This down close candle here, closed above it, while also doing the same thing from the 5-minute. I just got in lower at the inverse fair value gap. In one day, I am allowed 2 losses. If I take 2 losses in a day, I'm done. 2 losses in a day, I'm done. And if I take 4 losses in a week, I'm done for the whole week. I will always give myself 2 tries. Because if I lose, let's say if I lost this second try on longs here and price ended up going short, I would have been completely fine with walking away for the day and understanding that price was either doing some sort of short bias or it would have just chopped, taking out highs, lows again, doing a broadening formation like this. So given the fact that all we did at 945 and 950 is just sweep out liquidity, create another SMT, and then we actually started to trade in the direction that I anticipated in the first try, I was ready to go in again. Brother, you take the OB for bullish, but for... So I took... Okay, I got you. So again, the bias was framed from that 4-hour SMT at the lows. We had an SMT at London lows here. We had an inverse of an hourly fair value gap here. We had an hourly bullish order block as well, like this. That price was just wicking inside of. Also, note here how the wicks are just doing damage. The bodies are telling the story. We're closing above that down close candle here. See how sensitive price is to this point. This was very high conviction today for longs. For draw on liquidity to previous daily high. Eventually, I think that we're going to go to Monday high. But this was a very easy read for the day. It's just the damage that 930 did until 10 o'clock was slow. And a majority of the time from what I'm noticing here is that 930 till 10 o'clock, it's a better time to wait until 10 because 10 can do 10 can deliver the actual move, and 930 to 10, that 30-minute time frame, can do some sort of weird PA like this, and then we deliver. And that's kind of like how yesterday was, but not so much. Yesterday was I was nervous that it was going to be like this, but it ended up playing out how I anticipated, taking out that daily high, which was good. Yeah, it was good. But create the plan, trade the plan, and then go from there. YM's actually pushing towards those relative equal highs on the 4-hour. That's been my draw all week, and it's finally getting there. 46,789. You guys see what happened overnight with this government shutdown shit? I was saying to my Discord, I was like, I don't know what this means. Does this mean that I don't have to pay taxes anymore? I do trade Bitcoin, but like investing side. I'm surprised Bitcoin's actually not going to where I thought it was. Like we're not going down to this monthly gap that I wanted, but hey, I'm not going to complain. I still have my investments in crypto. So if it wants to go higher, so be it. But the monthly open is flat, I think. Yeah. There's like no wick on the monthly. There is an SMT at these lows though. I have no idea about this whole government shutdown thing. I do not know. I don't know what it means. I don't know what they're doing. Somebody else can probably explain it better than I do. All I know, or from what I've heard, is that there's a disagreement between a law that is being passed, I think, between the Democrats and the Republicans, and therefore this disagreement is leading to a government shutdown, which I don't get it. I have no idea. But that's what I hear. It's what I hear. I don't know. I think. It's kind of like two kids. Oh shit, my bad. I did not mean that. That was an accidental click. It's kind of like two kids fighting over a shiny toy. You know? That's how I look at it between both sides of the political parties. And the fact that they're now saying government shutdown is insanity. I never would have thought I would have seen that, but who knows? Yeah, I only trade like today. Since I caught my longs, I want to trade the expansion of the daily candle. I don't trade the 1 minute time frame or anything below the 5. So my trades will be like between the range of like 60 to 100 points and take profit. And that typically will be the range of what the day is capped at. Unless price wants to have an absolute ripper of the day. But I'm fine with being done after price takes out this high, because that's previous daily high. I don't have the personality that matches somebody that trades 1 minute trades. Like I can't sit here and look at 1 minute time frame and be okay with looking at this. I need price to be in a more calm state, aka just executing off of a 5 or a 15, and then I'll catch the day's move, because this also just gives me more clarity on daily bias. I can't and I won't execute on the 1 minute. Richie, if I had to give you any sort of advice, bro, I mean, like, I don't really know how many people like are against this or say that it's not beneficial to them. I think that, I mean, it's helped me it's different for everybody, but like you should be back testing. Like you should be back testing your strategy, or also reviewing at the end of the day the trades that you take, and also journaling your emotions based off of the trades that you are taking. Are your trades looking consistent to the other? Are you using the same sort of model? Is your execution process the same? Is your risk management the same? Are you risking extremely heavy, or are you risking too little to the point where your losses are not overweighing your wins? There's like a lot of different factors that you're probably not thinking about that can come into play as to why you're still in the gutter. Like for me, when I was like kind of developing my process and like learning my model, I would spend like an hour or two a day and just back test and look at the charts just to see certain patterns repeat itself, go over them again and again and again, screenshot the trades that won, screenshot the trades that lost. And then that would be able to allow me to collectively understand what repeats, what doesn't, what should I keep in my model, what should I not keep. And therefore, at the end of when I've like gained something of pure confidence of an execution way, then I go into the live markets and I try and implement. You can trade the same way as back testing. You're this is another reason why like I can give you everything that you could possibly ever need in a trade model, and someone else could too. Like it's either you learn from me or you learn from somebody else. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter who you're learning from. It's not the model, it's the operator, and it's the person that is executing, the person that is behind the screen, clicking the button, hitting buy or sell. If my win rate and whatever I have will not correlate to whatever you have if I give you everything that you could possibly need, because you just saying like, yeah, you tilt, you're tilting because you can't stay disciplined to a certain strict set of rules. If you can't stay disciplined and you can't be like, I will only execute if this happens, and if price runs without me, I won't do anything. But if price gives me what I need, then I will get in. Like, if you can't just follow that short little process, you're gonna lose. It's as simple as that. This is a you versus you game, not like if Matt gives me this strategy, I'll be profitable. No, it's all based off of the person that is behind the screen clicking the buttons. It's not the model, it's the trader. Not the model, it's the trader. It's really, really hard for people to understand that, but it's the truth. It is the truth. What did you say? Which one with SMT? What hourly gap? Which one are you talking about? No. You're talking about this hourly gap? So, like, no, that's not a valid short because of what's it called? You're neglecting to understand what we did at the opening of the day. We opened in Asia. What did we do right at the open? Trent went lower. We are thinking about how a daily candle prints. We opened low, created an SMT at the lows during London to then go higher. The only stipulation of a short that would have made sense is if we had that 15-minute change in the state of delivery from that 9:30 candle here. But that 9:45 candle said, no, open, low, high, close today, and we ended up trading higher. It was literally just an accumulation, manipulation in London, New York, continue higher. That was it. It was an easy long today. It's just the fact that the opening bell was difficult. And this was not something that I could short unless I got what I needed from the 9:45 candle close. Didn't get that, therefore couldn't short. It was just a stop out to then go long again. That was it. That was it. Open a ticket in the Blue Guardian Discord and they will situate everything for you. Trust. Trust me. Everything is derived from the power of three. Everything is derived from an accumulation, a manipulation, a distribution. Yes. The power of three is in every single person's trading model, whether they like to say it or not. Everything is AMD. Price accumulated at the open, we manipulated, and then we distributed. The overnight daily candle, we accumulated during Asia, we manipulated during London, we continued and distributed during New York. Easy. Everything, all that whole sort of concept is fractal. I confirm candle manipulation from candle closures following the manipulation, aka like this. Literally my second entry on longs. We had an accumulation. We manipulated. No, we just ended up taking out highs. Oh, wow. We just ran those highs on the Dow Jones. Those relative equals. Finally cleaned them out. But we had an accumulation. We took out highs, manipulated again, and then we distributed. And the 15-minute on the candle closures is what kind of gave me that entirety of the read. And we took out previous daily high on ES. We might even take out all-time highs today. On ES at least. Kind of pissed I didn't hold a runner. Damn. Even if you could have even bought this hourly OB. And then TP'd all the way up here. Forex is horrible. I hate FX. I am so sick of foreign currencies. You'll be able to find a move almost every day on index futures. It is not like that on foreign currencies. I still think that we go lower, but this is wild. FX is wild right now. That's a WR cast. That's funny. So for the people that bought the 15-minute OB, where did you put your stop? Or if you bought the 5-minute OB, where's your stop loss placement? Where did the fuck did that go? Like, where's your stop right now if you bought the M5? There's actually no drawdown whatsoever on this position. Like if this was my only position that I bought today, my stop probably would have had to be at the inverse gap low or the body low of the 10 o'clock 5-minute candle. And it would have been like this. But again, that's practically another 100-point move. the short-term low from here. Oh, so you put your stop all the way down here. Damn, you're shooting for the stars right now. I mean, honestly, there's really no point for price to trade back lower from here. And that kind of lines, if I were you, I'll probably just take profit at that high from Monday. Monday high should be the draw. Because ES and NQ, or ES and the Dow Jones both took it out. So now it's in the NASDAQ's hands to catch up to the remaining. And if it doesn't, then it would turn maybe lower into an hourly fair value gap to then go higher. I didn't see a daily SMT between NQ, ES, and the Dow. I only saw a 4-hour SMT between the three, like this. There was a 4-hour SMT, and then I refined it down into a lower time frame entry. And I utilized 4-hour, 1 hour OB, inverse fair value gap, and SMT on the 1 hour to then capitalize on an entry. That's what I did. Just like this. But 1 loss and 1 win on the day. 1-1. 1-1. What a nice ass delivery after potential seek and destroy. Oh my God. Thank God. What concepts do I use mostly? I use swing highs, swing lows, fair value gaps, and SMT divergence. SMC is ICT. ICT is SMC. SMC is ICT. It's all that sort of stuff. That should not matter. That should not matter to you. What should matter to you is finding a repeatable process that consistently offers on a weekly basis. Dude, we're really going to go to these Monday highs. I'm pissed I didn't leave a runner. I don't know what the U.S. government shutdown means, bro. I have no idea. I don't know. You're asking the wrong person, dude. I just trade candlesticks while having a Zin in my mouth. Cookie, you're holding till all-time highs right now? Damn. Wait, where you bought the OB, not the breaker. Or did you buy ES? Cookie. Okay, good. You bought the OB on NQ. I liked NQ a lot better than ES. I also hate trading ES. But it printed. Oh, you're in ES. Holding to all-time highs. Nice. We're also about to close above the high, which is fire. What's your risk to reward right now? Is 1 to 2 risk to reward all-time highs, or is it like you already hit a 1 to 2? Yeah, I don't see why we don't. Yeah, no, I didn't leave any runners for that reason too. I just took it to that daily high and then I got out. I got what I needed and then I ditched. Stop below the M5, M5. Oh, damn. All right. All right. So what do you like this right now? You bought the OB. So you got like literally no drawdown. So you got like a 13-point stop. 1 to 2 is right here. All-time highs is 2.2. Like that. Okay. That's cool. That's not bad. Didn't take too long for us to get to all-time highs, huh? Didn't take too long. There's no strategy that is guaranteeing you consistent returns. That's stupid. What? What? Is this A plus or this was a B rated setup because there's no imbalance. No imbalance. Imbalance framed trades are A to A plus setups for me. When a trade is framed from an hourly or a 4-hour gap or a daily or a weekly gap, A plus, or A setup. Yeah, tomorrow. I mean, after catching a win today, and like making money after yesterday's loss or after the first loss, obviously, I'll go into tomorrow looking to continue to all-time highs if we don't reach it today on NQ. And if I don't get a trade tomorrow, we have 8:30 high impact news. Yeah. So I'll watch the news release. I'll see if the news creates a manipulation, creates an SMT, and then I'll wait for 9:30. If 9:30 provides an entry, if it doesn't, then I wait for 10. Basically, I'm just showing up. If my model presents, then I'm going to take a trade. If it doesn't present, then I'm not going to take a trade. That's it. An A plus setup is like this. So if price comes down into a fair value gap like this, like let's say we have an imbalance here. Price comes into an hourly or a 4-hour gap or a daily or a weekly gap, and we create a higher high or a higher low inside of that gap like this on the hourly or the 4-hour or whatever it is, daily, weekly. And then we go down to like the 5-minute, and the 5-minute has like an execution model like this, where we sweep a short-term low like this. Bang, bang. Why can't I click? We sweep below, and then price displaces higher, closing above either an inverse fair value gap, breaker, order block. I'll buy when price gets into that POI, and then I long like this. And that is my entry like this. Boom. Stop loss at the short-term low that got ran, or the intermediate term low, and then I target a 1 to 2 like that. That's my model. That's my model. Dude, what the? It's already been 50 minutes. How? Monday high, yes. I don't see why it wouldn't. Like we're only, what is this? 30? No, 46 points. 46 points away. Yeah, I don't see why it wouldn't. If price ends up retracing from here and we don't take out the high yet, maybe price can come down in this hourly gap and then go higher like this. Because right now we're just like in a market maker buy model, and this would be like reaccumulation of the market maker buy model. And we have the Dow already taking out that Monday high. So if the Dow ends up slows down at this price, or we consolidate above the high, you can anticipate the NASDAQ to catch up to the Dow's price. Same thing since ES took out the high as well. You know? If the Dow slows down after taking the high, that can allow the NASDAQ to end up catching back up to that high. And I think that the NASDAQ should easily take out 24,976. And what is the live stream without me having sourdough? But today was a good ass day, besides the open. It depends on how big the body is for that execution. Like let's say you bought that OB, like here, I wouldn't have even done the candle low from 945. I would have done the candle from the candle low from 10 o'clock, because you're framing the 4-hour candle to be an open low high close. So the low of the 4-hour candle was set in at this wick here. So I would anticipate price not to come down below 24,750. Sourdough and honey. You want to have one of those disgusting pumps in the gym? Eat this 30 minutes before. Trust me. You'll have one of the most gross pumps of all time. And your gym crush will not stop staring at you. Honey and peanut butter. If you have a peanut allergy, that sucks. And your pre-workout. Blake Bow. What did gold do today? Nothing. Oil got wrecked. Guys, make sure you're liking and subscribing for the stream. If you want these to keep on coming, reoccurring, like, comment, subscribe, engage with the page. Let me know on other ideas for anything besides trade breakdowns that I could help you guys with. It means a lot. And I love it because the fact that I come into these streams and we're all of us are already on the same trades. It's literally fire. And when I'm breaking them down to you guys, 99% of you already understand what I'm doing and why I got in. Like, the logic is so simple. and so easy, and it repeats on a weekly basis. Do I count calories? No, not really. I have a general ballpark range as to me counting calories and like how much calories I typically get in the same day. Like I I eat the same thing majority of the time Monday through Friday. And I know how much I'm getting in a ballpark range as to how much protein I take in a day. And if I get in within that ballpark, I'm good. My main concern is just I just don't eat processed food. I don't have a lot of sugar at all, and I try to have high protein, low calorie dense foods. But it's 11:55. Let's do this giveaway. But I have to figure out what I'm going to say. What am I going to do? What am I going to say? I think I want to make it a John's name. I want to make it a girl's name. It's got to be some girl's name. Let's see. All right. What shawty's name should I use? I'll definitely do a back testing session. I'm also gonna have a YouTube video posted tomorrow on the trades that I took today, the loss and the win. So look out for that. Oh, damn! I need to think. If you're on the Twitter live, make sure you join the YouTube chat so that you can be a part of the giveaway. Dude, why am I blanking? Why am I blanking? Actually, no, it's not going to be. It's not going to be a girl. It's not going to be a girl's name. It's going to be. I'm going to give a hint. It's something that is on me. It's something that's on me 90% of the day. On me 90% of the day. A t-shirt? T-shirts like t-shirts like 20%. All right. The other ones like the accessories is 100%. I saw someone had it. All right. So the first three people to type out and spell it correctly. First three people to type out nicotine. Nicotine. I'm screenshotting. LL. Screenshot before this goes crazy. All right. I got it. All right. I got it. LL. Rcast. Prod. LL. Rcast. And I screenshotted it, and I'll show you guys right now. So you believe me. The last person that said something was watch. As soon as I said it, that was the last one. All in the YouTube chat for your own. Bro said underwear for your own disclosure. For your own disclosure, so you know that I'm not bullshitting. Yeah, that's it. That's it. I mean, if I randomly pick, bro, people are going to be like, oh, he's biased. You just picked that person on purpose. I have to do this as the most only fair way. But again, like I give away 9 accounts in a week. Ralph gives away 9 accounts in his stream in his streams in a week. That's 18 accounts every single week that we give away. That looked so feminine how I just flicked my hand. I mean, I don't really know what you want me to tell you in regards to the lag. I'm just literally looking at the live YouTube chat. The live YouTube chat is what I'm doing it. So it's not really lag. It's just you blame it on YouTube. I scroll the second that I say the name, I watch and I screenshot. And who gets it? But if you did get it, go to the Blue Guardian Futures Discord, open up the ticket, you'll get it. And yeah. So Monday high on NQ, all-time highs eventually, probably all-time highs today on ES. And then if price gives us something tomorrow, capitalize on it, use the news as a manipulation, use 930 as a potential manipulation, and then boom, go from there. But I will do another giveaway tomorrow. Maybe I do it in a different way instead of picking names. So I'll figure that out just to settle to you guys and help out more. So hope you guys all have a great rest of your day. Be safe, and I will see you tomorrow in the next stream. Take care, y'all. Bank out.